This video will cover the chromic acid oxidation of alcohols. Chromic acid is formed by the combination of sodium dichromate with sulfuric acid in water. The structure of chromic acid looks like this. In this case, it's chromium that is the electron acceptor and acts like the oxidant. Now let's look at the mechanism. The mechanism for the oxidation of a secondary alcohol using chromic acid starts with the protonation of the alcohol. This gives us the conjugate base of chromic acid and turns the alcohol into a good leaving group. In the next step, the conjugate base of chromic acid attacks the alcohol, kicking off water. Finally, water deprotonates, oxidizing the alcohol and reducing the chromium. The mechanism for oxidation of a primary alcohol is similar. However, because again the primary alcohol has an additional proton, it is able to be oxidized further into the carboxylic acid. Therefore, we will have two oxidative processes. In the first step, the alcohol is protonated. The conjugate base of the chromic acid attacks the alcohol, kicking off water. Water then deprotonates, oxidizing the alcohol and reducing the chromium. Just like with bleach oxidation, we see that we have an aldehyde intermediate. But again, oxidation does not stop at this step because there is another proton at the carbon bonded to the oxygen. Just like with bleach oxidation of a primary alcohol, the next step is protonation of the aldehyde. Next, water attacks to form the hydrate. Deprotonation by another molecule of water forms the neutral hydrate. Then, oxidation of this alcohol is carried out with another molecule of chromic acid. The alcohol is protonated, and the chromate attacks, kicking off water. Finally, water deprotonates the alcohol to oxidize the oxygen and reduce the chromium to produce our carboxylic acid. Chromic acid oxidation is sometimes used to perform the chromic acid test. The chromic acid test is a qualitative test for the presence of primary or secondary alcohols. This test is colorimetric, meaning that a color change indicates whether or not a primary or secondary alcohol is present. The oxidized form of chromium, the chromium that we start with, is orange. Once it's reduced by a primary or a secondary alcohol, it becomes blue in color. Therefore, we can tell if there is a primary or secondary alcohol present by the color change of chromium from orange to blue. Let's look at some examples. If we place a primary alcohol in solution with sodium dichromate in the presence of sulfuric acid and water, the solution starts out with an orange color. However, as the primary alcohol is oxidized, the chromium becomes reduced. The reduced chromium has a blue color. Therefore, through this color change, we can discern that a primary or secondary alcohol must have been present. The same color change will occur if a secondary alcohol is in solution. As the oxidation of the secondary alcohol occurs, the solution turns blue, again indicating the presence of an oxidatable alcohol. However, if a tertiary alcohol is the only alcohol present, this alcohol cannot be oxidized. Therefore, there will be no color change, and we can tell that there was no oxidizable alcohol present.